Me and my mom were really close. She always told me, you're gonna touch people's soul one day. You're gonna, you make people smile. Everyone enjoys being around you. That was something she always said, and it's something that always sticks with me. So I lost my mom at the end of 2020, and that's when my life got real dark. I started to drink heavily, using drugs every single day. Those next 2 years were just in and out of jail, hanging out with the wrong crowd. I became homeless. I had no money. The way I was living was terrible. I wanted to die. I didn't want to live anymore. Something told me to call my brother. Instead of taking my own life that day, I gave him a call. He told me whenever I was willing to make a change in my life, there was a spot for me at the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous. During that time, we went to meetings that whole week. He invited me to come to church. And I kept telling him, I was mad at God. I didn't want nothing to do with God. I felt like God took my mom away, and that was like a big no for me. As the days went on, I told him I'd give it a chance. And I had went that Sunday, we went to Radiant. I just remember when Pastor Aaron said at the end of the service, if you're here today and you don't have a relationship with God, you can. That day I felt the presence of God, and I raised my hand for salvation. 6 months later, I got baptized, started living life on the right path, trying, and every day was still a struggle. It wasn't easy. I would say, once I started joining, foundations and, feeling more and more a part of the church, and I think that's what I needed. I wound up serving every Sunday since. November 24th, I will celebrate 2 years of sobriety, and being sober and just, seeing life at a clear state of mind, it's just truly it's an honor. Trying to get sober, it's not easy. You gotta have God in your life. You can't do it by yourself, and you gotta be willing to accept Jesus and just willing to see the miracles happen in life. All that suffering that I went through, after everything, it had a purpose on the other side, and that purpose was finding God. Just accepting Him in my heart is just probably the greatest blessing ever.